Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Judge.
Who are you looking for this morning?
I'm looking for Madison Carthel,
Okay.
and Venice is my supervisor today.
Yeah, we're here set on our initial permanency hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming and I'm recording to the Zoom cloud. So if anybody needs a copy, just let me know. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Madison Carthel is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Jay Michelson on behalf of Lakeisha Lewis. She does not appear to be present. I have not had contact with her. I noticed the permanency report indicates that Lakeisha has not been in contact with the department.
Stacy Grant on behalf of Guadalupe Garcia, my client's present.
Natalie Archer, also for Lakeisha Lewis, and she is incarcerated right now.
Stacy Zabala on behalf of Michaela.
Okay, Ms. Archer, where is she incarcerated?
She is at Potter County.
Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. Troutman, what do we have new since our court report was filed?
Yes, since the court report was filed, we have a couple of new things. Michaela is making A's and B's. She's doing very, very well. She had 69 days of AEP that she had to complete before she can go to Caprock, but she's getting that knocked out and she's doing very, very well. She's living with her dad right now, Guadalupe, and placement is going well too. They are having a couple of issues just learning how to live with each other and the rules that he has set, and she doesn't love all those rules because of course she's a teenage girl. So they're working that out. We got her into counseling. We're going to get them into some family counseling, but overall it's going very, very well.
Okay. I was just looking, let's see, did we have prior orders in this case? In other words, was this a modification when we filed, or was this an original suit? Okay, looks like, yeah, there was prior. There's an AG order, it looks like. Does anybody know off the top of their heads in that AG order what was the custody situation? I see there was an order enforcing back in 2014. Does anybody know?
I do not have access to that.
I'm sorry, Judge. I was muted while I was talking. I apologize. It looks like there was a 2010 agreed order. They were named as joint managing with mom as primary.
Okay.
Then there was an enforcement in 2011. I think another enforcement in 13 and one in 14, I think. But I think all those were enforcements. I think everything as far as custody stayed the same.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then. Anything else from St. Francis?
Guadalupe he has been trying to file a motion, but he's been unable to get a hold of his attorney. That's the only thing that we have going on our end with Guadalupe and Michaela.
File a motion. What kind of what do you mean?
He wanted to speak to his attorney about getting custody of Michaela since he's placement right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and that's why I'm asking what that prior order had, whether or not we were ultimately going to need to render a new order. I mean, if things continue the way they are right now, it appears that that's kind of the direction we're headed, or whether or not, this case was just going to be dismissed. So I'm just trying to figure out what we're going to need to do. So, okay.
And I got a couple of questions for Ms. Carthel real quick, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Ms. Carthel, have you located mom in jail?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you've been out there to speak to her?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And she's been out there for about a month. Is that about right?
It's been about 8 weeks. I saw her last month and then I've seen her this month as well.
Okay.
And she does not know when she's going to be released.
Okay. And as far as you know, the one charge that she's in on is the only one she has?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Michelson?
I would defer to Natalie. She appears to have the most up-to-date information.
Okay, all right, Ms. Archer?
May I ask Madison a question? May I
Yes.
proceed? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Ms. Carthel, has Lakeisha expressed an interest in getting out and doing services?
Yes.
Okay, and has she been able to do any services while she's in Potter County?
She is not. I gave her a incarcerated parent packet yesterday that just kind of did an overview of like kind of what it's like to be incarcerated and try to do services. There's not a lot that Potter County offers. There's a few things. So she said she was going to look into that.
Did she seem to have an understanding of what this case, like a mental understanding? Was she able to grasp what's going on?
I don't know. It's hard to tell, honestly. I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I have no further questions.
All right, and Ms. Grant?
I have no questions, Judge. I don't show that I have any phone messages, but I will get with Mr. Garcia and answer any questions to proceed to get a order in this case on his behalf.
All right, Ms. Zavala?
No questions, just a report when it's time.
No, that's fine. You can go ahead.
I got to meet with Michaela. This is, I think, third time meeting with her in person. She seemed dramatically better. I mean, just every time I see her, she does better. She was very excited about when I told her the options about participating and things like that. So I had reached out to your office about scheduling a meeting with her because she was excited about that possibility of getting to participate that way. We may or may not need that at this point, so I'm gonna check with her again on that, and I'll follow up with your office about scheduling that. I know you had provided some dates, but I do think family counseling would be great. I think parenting teenagers is hard, and I think Mr. Garcia is doing a really good job. She's doing really good, but I think they can always help more communication in terms of how best to fit everybody back in. I think Michaela still operates at a slightly lower emotional level than her age, and it just would be good for her to have that family therapy. But I mean, she is just working really hard. She was kind of having a down day when I met with her, and she was like, nobody notices how hard I'm working. I was like, I promise you they do. The report, was talking about how well you did. So, any little encouragement she can get when she is having a really good day, I think, to acknowledge that would be really great. But I'm excited to see how she's been doing. And I do think with Dad is where she needs to be.
Okay. Well, prior to Mom's incarceration, Ms. Carthel, she worked any services, made any progress?
No, ma'am. Prior to incarceration, I was not able to get a hold of her. She did not have a phone or address, and I would go to her last known address where she was living with. I was never clear who he was, friend, boyfriend. I could never get a hold of her or in touch with her, so she has not started any services.
I do have some information on that, Judge, to share. She was incarcerated. Well, she was put in Potter County and then released, and then she went to Oceans for some mental health issues. And then she was released, but because she was in Oceans, that broke her PR bond, so she got put back in Potter County. So she hasn't really had a fair shot to be out long enough to work the services.
And what's she being held on right now?
1 second.
Natalie, I have it right here. It's
Okay.
a criminal trespass. Looks like a bond surrender on a criminal trespass.
Okay, well.
I think from what I'm showing, she went in, I think she went in on 9/14. So she's been in for about 45 days. What it looks like.
Well, I think, if we continue to make the progress that we've been making, then other than I would really like to see, Michaela and Dad, get some family counseling going and just to, help work through some of these issues and give him maybe some other additional skills moving forward. But, I can't see that we need to remain, involved in this for any significant longer period of time. So I'm going to go ahead and set the next hearing, which is February 25th. I'm going to set that as a final. I don't think at least right now, I don't think the case is headed towards termination. I think we're probably going to end up doing a modification of the prior order, but, and otherwise, then I think we end up kind of leaving everybody where we found them, so to speak. So, everybody can visit about that, but I would like to go ahead and schedule that as the final. And then, if we need to go ahead, I would like for y'all to mediate at some point in time and see if we can't, get those details worked out.
Yes, ma'am.
But things are going well. So I think we need to be looking at how do we wrap it up. But that if we can, are they going to be, Ms. Carthel, are they going to be able to start family counseling pretty soon?
Yes, ma'am. I spoke to Guadalupe about that earlier this week, and he said that he would. Michaela is already in individual counseling, so they're going to talk to that same counselor about doing some family, and he said he would get on that this week. Okay, great. Well, that'll give us some time to kind of get that done. The department will pay for that, and then maybe by the end of February, we're kind of through that process, and then that gives you guys time to mediate. Let's just say you will mediate before, say, February 15th. And then I'll see everybody back for what I think will be our final that day. So I'll continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue Michaela's placement with her dad. Find that there would be a continuing danger to return the child to the mother in the case. Find dad's in compliance. Mother obviously is not in compliance at this point in time. And then department will continue to use reasonable efforts. But I think we're well on the way, obviously, since we've got a child with a parent already. Okay, thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. And Judge, you said mediate by the 15th of February?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, this is the department versus Melissa Sandoval and Gerald Rivera. We're here on a compliance hearing in a court-ordered service case. We are conducting this through Zoom, live streaming, and I'm recording to the Zoom cloud. All right, we'll take announcements.
Good morning, Your Honor. Gene Graff and Ms. Sledge on behalf of the department, present and ready to proceed. I think in the first two TFF cases, we can make up some time this morning.
All right. Much appreciated. Okay, Kendra, Jeff.
Morning, Judge. Jeff Hill on behalf of Gerald Rivera. I don't see him here, but I do see Melissa Sandoval, which is how I get in touch with him. So potentially he's behind that screen, Judge, but we're ready.
Kendra on behalf of the mother, Melissa Sandoval. We're both present, ready.
Stacey Zabala on behalf of the children.
Okay, let me determine, Ms. Sandoval, is Mr. Rivera present with you? You'll have to unmute.
Yes, he is.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. So I will show that he is present, Mr. Hill. Okay, then Ms. Sledge, if you want to give us a quick update, how are we coming along?
Good morning. We are coming along great. We're doing much better. We started out a little rough. Just so I don't know if you're aware, but the TFF worker, St. Francis, Hope McLean, she's also in the waiting room on this case as well.
I'll let her in.
But we're okay. Things have been going great. Okay, we started off with a rough patch. We did have a family group conference Friday of last week to kind of sit down and talk about case direction because the parents were struggling with the TFF program. And there were some struggles with Gerald being able to get engaged and get going in services because of work. So we talked about those things. Melissa has completed her psychosocial with Recovery and started counseling. She has followed through with TPC services to address her mental health issues. And she has contacted her doctor because of a delay in appointments with medical for medication. And now that she has taken medication, she is in a much calmer state and things are going much smoother since she's been on that medication. She just recently informed me she had put in for a job at Taco Villa. And that has been one of her goals. And she says she did get that job. So she will start there. So I think that would be a good benefit for the family because she would be contributing to, the well-being and the financial part of the family. But we're doing okay. We're doing better. We had to make some changes in the TFF caseworker assignment due to compatibility, some concerns there, but things are going great. Kids are in school. They're doing well. Jimmy struggles some still with school behaviors, getting along with teachers, things of that nature. But I think that's normal teenage stuff. It is being addressed with the school personnel. As far as Esperanza Ashton, we did sign a non-parent authorization agreement, and she is currently and has been in the care of Jacqueline Smith even prior to the family case being open. So we see her in the home. TFF sees her in the home with that caregiver, and the plan is for her to remain there until she finishes school because that's where she desires to be, and the parents are okay with that. Gerald Sr., he's doing well. He is now 18. So we are working on him to try to help him gain a little bit more independence as an adult. But that's kind of where we're at.
Is he still living with the family?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Great. Ms. Naranjo?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, anything to talk about today?
No, Your Honor.
All right, one quick question, Ms. Sledge, housing, because that had been a big issue and big challenge. Have we made some progress with housing?
We have not made much progress because one of the things we've been talking about is the family's ability. Right now, Gerald has been the primary income for the family. He works getting paid daily, so he works on a daily rate. And they've been like that for a long time. We're going to have to work with them to help them save money because they spend money according to it coming in daily. TFF Hope kind of looked into some income-based apartments for them and assessing their income. If Gerald works every single day with just his income, he was bringing in about $3,000, between $2,500 to $3,000 a month. So it's not like they wouldn't be able to afford it, but the ability to save it every month would be every day up for the month is a question of concern if they would be able to maintain it. Our housing program doesn't have any spots right now, the expedited spots. We don't have any expedited spots available to just move them up, and so the housing list is still a 2-year list. So really trying to work with them first to, I guess, budgeting is going to be a big thing for them. But it's been hard to navigate because of the untreated mental health. So that's.
Well, but perhaps mom having a job now will fill some of that gap in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. Hill?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, anything today that y'all need to discuss?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, I was able to meet with all of the kids. I went and saw Ashton at her placement. She's doing really well. And then I met with Melissa and Gerald, and both kids, even though Gerald Jr. is now 18, I did get to meet with him as well. My biggest concern is the housing at this point, because everybody was very cooperative. How much they're having to spend for the little space that they have is just really hard. I mean, they could, if they could get into a rental someplace, they could have so much more space, less chaos, more privacy, just more calm. At at half the cost. So that is a huge concern for me, but the family seems to be engaged and working well. They were very cooperative with me. I'm wondering if anybody's reached out to the AISD homeless and foster care liaison, because sometimes they've got some funds and programs available. And I know that it has switched out this year. It is a new person now, and I can track down that info if you don't have it, Katrina, but I don't know if anybody's reached out to them.
Yes, we have, and I've talked to me and Hope have both specifically talked to the school to ensure that they are connected. They are actually working with the school housing program, so they're aware too. So we all are kind of trying to, because we know that's a big thing, and that room is so small, and it's just not the best living environment. Totally understand that. Totally, we all agree on that. But we all are on the same page, and we all are trying to get there. So we do have the contact information for them, and we have shared the concern and the family's position with them. So hopefully, with all of our resources, hopefully we can help that.
Okay. We'll keep working on it. All right, then I'll continue. Let's continue services, and I'll find that the parents are in compliance at this time. I'll sign an order, and then I'll see everybody back January 21st of 2025, and that'll be on a 9 o'clock docket.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
-1 in the department versus Shalina Detman. We are here today on a compliance hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming. And I'm recording to the Zoom cloud. All right, we'll take announcements.
Thank you, Your Honor. Eugene Graff and Mandy Rollinson on behalf of the department, present and ready to proceed.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of Ms. Detman. My client is present and we're ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Alexander.
Okay, how are we coming along on everything? Ms. Rollison? You'll have to unmute.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I've had some issues this morning. She is doing absolutely amazing. She is living at the Haven House with the Downtown Women's Center. And she is very adamant about completing their 2-year program and receiving all this help and support from this program. She's completed her individual counseling with us, and she's going to do counseling with the Downtown Women's Center. She is continuing to do drug treatments through the Downtown Women's Center. She was compliant with our program, with the daily recovery program, but when she moved into the Haven, she started their drug treatment program. She is on her medication. All her drug screens have been negative. I mean, she has just done an amazing job.
Yay.
Yes.
Ms. Detman, I'm really, really, really proud of your progress and your commitment to this. And I'm just always thrilled when I get to read reports where, things are really turning around and looking really good. So appreciate your commitment. All right, Ms. Sapien, y'all have anything to talk about? Questions, any concerns?
No, Judge. I just would echo what you just said. It's a pleasure to read the updates every week, and I'm very proud of the work that she's doing.
Okay. Ms. Zavala, any concerns?
No, I got to meet with Mom and Alexander on Saturday. We had a great visit. He's very comfortable with Mom, and she's, looking out for his needs, trying to figure out if he needs to change a formula. At some point, he may need a helmet for his head, but he's doing great. Mom seems to be in a great headspace and just really focused on what she needs to do for herself and for Alexander, and it was a fun visit. I love seeing things like that. So it was great.
All right. So we want to just continue for a little bit longer, Ms. Rollison?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Ms. Detman, are you good with that?
I'm good with anything that I need to do.
Okay. Well, we want to just continue to stay involved just a little longer. I'm gonna set another compliance hearing for January 21st of 2025. If, if at any time before that date, Ms. Rawlison and everybody feels like, we've done what we really can do to help, then they can always present me with an order and we'll dismiss it. If we still need to address anything, we can talk about it on that date, but just sounds like you're doing terrific. So thank you very much for all your hard work.
No problem.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much.
All right.
Judge.
Have a good holiday, Ms. Detman.
All right, you too.
You Judge, may I be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty, bye y'all.
Yeah.
It's such a great program that they have. I just wish we could get more moms committed to it. And
It was really neat to see everything they've got in place.
yeah, it really is a great program. Can't say enough good about it.
Parents were struggling if they could just see the successful parents. It would be really good motivator, I think, in a lot of cases.
We are here for a compliance, we're here on a request for court ordered services. My apologies. And we are live streaming. We are, of course, doing this through Zoom, and I'm recording to the Zoom cloud. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Morning, Your Honor. Gene Graff and Kathy Jones on behalf of the department. We also have Ms. Hughes here as a witness from FBSS if it is contested.
Natalie Archer here for the mother, Kayla Stevens. And I do have one witness in the waiting room.
All right, who's that?
Her name is Samantha Lopez.
I have Samantha Bright.
That might be
Yes,
the
that's
one.
correct.
Okay.
Okay, I'll bring her in, and then, of course, if anybody wants to invoke the rule, we'll put her back out there, but okay, so are we going to need a hearing today, Ms. Archer?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
And Your Honor, Stacy Zabala on behalf of the children.
All right, then, Mr. Graff, you can call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Ms. Hughes first.
Okay, let's make sure. Ms. Bright, can you unmute? I just want to make sure that we've got good connection with you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
then.
I would ask that Ms. Bright be kept out until she's called. I don't know what her testimony will be, but I would ask that she be excluded until her testimony.
Okay, Ms. Bright, the rule of witnesses has been invoked. I'm going to go ahead, if you will, and Ms. Hughes, if the both of you and Mr. Groff, do you have any other witnesses you're going to call today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ladies, if you both will raise your right hands, I'm going to go ahead and get you both sworn in. All right. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you will give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Bright, the rule of witnesses has been invoked, so I'm going to place you back in the waiting room until it's your turn to testify. You are not allowed to watch this proceeding on the YouTube channel. Do you have that streaming by any chance?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. You're not allowed to talk to anybody about the case except for the attorneys. And so, no text messaging, no chatting, no anything like that with anybody else other than with one of these attorneys. And that would be Ms. Archer, Mr. Groff, or Ms. Zavala. Okay. And then we'll bring you in when we're ready for you to testify.
All righty.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
All right, then. Mr. Groff, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Hughes, if you could just state who are you employed by for the record?
The Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
Okay, and what is your job position in that role?
I'm a family-based safety services caseworker.
Okay, and are you familiar with the mother in this case?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and the mother is Kayla Stevens, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, and how did you come to be familiar with the family?
I received the case back in March of this year from the investigations.
Okay, You were the assigned FBSS worker then from the outset?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was the nature of the allegations that led to you being assigned and the FBSS case being opened?
The original case were concerns of the children being left home alone a lot, and then Liliana's medical issues not being addressed.
Okay. And if you can just note, what are the ages of the children?
13, 5, she may be 6 by now, and then 3.
Okay, and Liliana's the oldest, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And once you were assigned, did you have an opportunity to work with Ms. Stevens?
I have been working with the family since March the 7th of this year.
Okay, and what kind of services were you working with the family?
Originally, we asked for Kayla Stevens to just do some counseling and for Liliana to do some counseling. That was all that was on the original plan of service. However, a lot of things changed in this case up until now.
Okay, so let's get into that. From the outset, did the mother consistently work the services, and was Liliana working her services?
No, neither one. In fact, I took Liliana to her first counseling session with Leanne Lefevre on like April the 16th, but that was following one of the first bridge interviews. But Kayla never was involved in her counseling.
Okay. And so you said that it started out as just counseling for mom and counseling for Liliana, but that the case became more involved after that. What additional services ended up being recommended and attempted to work with the family?
We recommended that Liliana be able to follow all mental health recommendations through the pavilion and their outpatient treatment.
Okay. And was her ability to consistently attend counseling an ongoing problem in the case?
It has been, yes, sir.
Okay. What were the obstacles? Why was she not attending?
It's my understanding that either she's been sick. I know that getting rides at the very beginning were a problem. And we asked Miss Stevens to give us a list of people that could help her get Liliana there. I know I took her to the initial onset enrollment with the pavilion myself. So it's been rides and illnesses is what's been reported. And as of now, since some things have changed at the pavilion, in her schedule, they will not talk to us any longer until we get another release. And Mrs. Stevens has to sign another release for me to be able to talk to him. So at this time, I'm not even sure how she's attending or when she's attending.
Did the mother notify you if she in advance if she was having problems with transportation for appointments?
She did for the initial when I took Liliana the initial time, she did ask that I take her, and so I did. And then there were several times that Liliana missed when I was able to talk to the pavilion previously. And I told her, I said, it's extremely important that Liliana be at every single one of her sessions. And she claims that all of those times missed were from illnesses, but we don't have any doctor's notes.
What are the concerns about Liliana's mental health?
I believe there is severe depression. There's also been a suicide attempt and suicide thoughts, and those are great concerns.
So the mental health intervention is really critical for her well-being at this point in time. Is
Yes,
it not?
sir. Yes, sir.
And then with regard, you said that there was also concerns around supervision of is it the younger children or all the children?
Yes.
And can you be specific and what were the specific concerns so the court understands?
There were times that I believe, we even had it in the beginning of the case that the children were being left at home late at night, overnight. I myself was told by Liliana a couple of times that, they were left at home alone all night. And the concern with that is Liliana's mental health and caring for her two younger siblings. It's my understanding that during her first suicide thoughts, she was at home alone with those two children. And that's a great concern for all of their care.
Mm-hmm. And did you have any team meetings with the family to, over the course of the time you worked with him to address the concerns and address the lack of follow-through?
We did on September the 6th with investigations. They actually were the ones that called the family team meeting.
Okay. And what was the follow-through or the response following that intervention?
That Liliana would attend and stay evaluated with the pavilion, attend those classes, and that the younger children would have someone that would take care of them when Mrs. Stevens was at work or could not be at home, and that Liliana would not be left at home alone.
And to your knowledge, since that meeting in September, has that problem continued?
I've received several names from Mrs. Stevens of people that she has that are watching the children. I've even spoken to one individual pretty consistently there for a while that she was taking care of the younger two. There became another concern whenever Mrs. Stevens removed Liliana from public school, so during the day, and moved her back to being homeschooled. And so there's concern, is she really being observed throughout the day by people, 5 days a week while she's not in the public school, but at home, or is she being observed then when she's not at the pavilion in her classes?
So, and when did that homeschooling begin approximately?
Trying to think. I want to say maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I could be wrong, but I believe about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
And your concern is lack of eyes on, given the ongoing mental health concerns, particularly regarding Liliana. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So would you say that the mother has overall been responsive or partially responsive or dismissive of the concerns when you've addressed them with her?
I would say partially responsive.
Okay. Have you been able to come to a place where you feel like you were able to close the FBSS case with the concerns appropriately addressed and the risk factors minimized?
At this time, no.
Okay. And then during your interaction with Liliana's treatment providers, did you have an opportunity to address the concerns with them?
Yes.
Particularly with the pavilion folks. Okay. And based on your interactions with them, did that increase your concern for Liliana's well-being, or did it reduce your concerns for her well-being?
I would not say it's reduced, because now I can't talk to them anymore. So I don't know what has been going on since she's enrolled in the new part. So now I can't even speak to them.
And before that communication was cut off, did it increase your concern or reduce your concern?
It increased from things that were reported to the providers.
Okay. Like what?
That Liliana was reporting that she was still being left at home alone in the evenings or overnight.
Okay. Any other concerns?
No, just that it's not being taken as seriously as the professionals feel like it is.
no concerns about any kind of physical abuse or anything like that, just mainly supervision?
There was a concern. That part, honestly, the investigator was the one that was addressing that. There was a concern that possibly Liliana had a bruise on her hip and one on her upper arm. It was reported that her mom threw a hanger, but that it was an accident.
Okay. And Liliana was hospitalized at one point for over the mental health concerns. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And when was that?
Ooh. On October the 7th, she was there for a week.
Okay. Was that resulting from suicidal ideation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I have nothing further. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Archer?
And Ms. Hughes, have you visited the home?
Yes.
Okay. And so there were plenty of food and clothes and so forth, correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And what way?
Food I'm not able to see food. Multiple times I've gone in the past, I always ask to see the food, and Mrs. Stevens will tell me, well, she doesn't have any in the home. She just gets on a daily basis. So I'm not able to see food very often in that home.
Okay. But you haven't heard any complaints from the kids about being hungry, have you?
No.
Okay. And does Liliana want to stay with mom?
Yes.
Okay. And does she say she feels safe around mom?
Yes.
Are we aware of any trauma that Liliana has experienced that has nothing to do with mother?
Yes.
Okay. And what is that?
Abuse allegations.
Okay. And do you know what mother did? Did she report that when she became aware of it?
Actually, it was not reported to her mom. It was reported to her therapist.
When mom discovered it, did she take measures to separate Liliana from the perpetrator?
I would ask that if we're going to go into a lot of detail on this, that we go off of YouTube just to protect her privacy.
No objection.
Ms. Archer, any objection?
No objection.
Okay, all right, if we're gonna get into health and those kind of issues concerning the child any more than we already have, then I'm gonna go ahead and close the courtroom.
Tristan McDaniel on behalf of the children. We're present and ready, Your Honor.
Okay, and Monica, if you announced, well, I didn't hear you, but Akasa is also present. Monica, I'm not hearing anything.
Your Honor, this is Haiti. Monica and I are present and ready.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Schulte, if you want to announce.
After speaking to the attorneys, we have an agreement that today, the department is going to be continued as Emery and Ivory's temporary managing conservator. Parents Rebecca Rodriguez and Jose Valles will be named as temporary possessory conservators. While we've had limited contact with Ms. Rodriguez, so do some evaluation of where she's at and what she might need and put together service plans for parents. The children are placed with Mr. Valles' mother and pending a home study, and I think everyone is in agreement that the children remain there.
So with paternal grandmother?
Yes.
All right. What about child support, medical support? Are we waiving those?
I will waive that because the children are placed with a relative. I think we would encourage both parents to provide whatever direct support to grandparents that they can.
Okay. All right then, Ms. Riley, is this you and your client's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is kind of coming in a little bit later to the game. She'd like to have her children back and just wants to, she wasn't fully aware of the situation with the father, and now that she is, wants to make some arrangements with her own living arrangements so that she can hopefully have the kids returned or the kids placed with her.
All right, Mr. Barfield?
That's our agreement, Judge.
Okay. All right, and Ms. McDaniel, is this your agreement?
Yes, Judge, it is.
Okay, Casa.
We agree, Your Honor.
All right then. This time, then I'll find the evidence is sufficient to name the Department of Family and Protective Services as the temporary managing conservator of the children. I will approve the agreement for no child support or medical support at this time, since the children are placed with family, and encourage parents to do what they can do to help and assist with that, so that hopefully we can keep the children in that relative placement. We'll expect parents to work some services and find that there would be a continuing danger of return the children home today. I will expect the department to use reasonable efforts to reunify the family. And I will see everybody back for the status hearing on December 10th of 2024, and that'll be on a 9 o'clock docket.
Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Great, thank you.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Judge.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll be back at 1:30 to start the rest of our afternoon docket today. We are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We are live streaming, and Ms. Taylor is making our record. Okay, we'll go and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present, ready, Your Honor.
Jay Michelson on behalf of Jessica Reed. I don't see that she's present. I have not had contact with her.
Savannah Kincaid, I was appointed to represent unknown father. I don't see anybody here, but I'm present.
Casey Zabala on behalf of Xander.
All right, Mr. Trout, how many witnesses you have today?
2, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ms. White and Ms. Ingrani.
All right. Let's go ahead and get them both sworn in since they're both here. You each will raise your right hand. All right, Mr. Trout, you may proceed with your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd call Kelsey White first, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ms. White, would you state your name for the record, please?
Kelsey White.
And Ms. White, how are you employed?
I'm an investigator for Child Protective Investigations.
And how long have you been in that role?
About 8 years.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I was the investigator on the case.
How did the department become involved in this case?
We received a report regarding concerns of mom using methamphetamines during her pregnancy.
Okay. And when you first get a case, your first step to try to meet with parents?
Yes.
And were you able to meet with mom in this case?
I met with mom at the hospital.
Okay. And did you discuss the allegations with her?
I did.
And what was mom's, so allegation of drug use, what was mom's response to that?
She did admit to using methamphetamines.
Okay. Did mom state specifically like how long she had used, when she had used? Did she give you any details on that?
She has an extensive history regarding methamphetamine use, and she had used pretty consistently.
Did she state whether she had used throughout the pregnancy?
Yes, and that's why we became involved, because she did test positive during her pregnancy at a hospital visit.
Okay. At the time, did mom state what her intentions were as far as with the child? Was she planning on keeping the child, adoption, or anything like that?
At the time, she had discussed the baby staying, like adoption was discussed, yes, but the plan, it was questionable what the plan had been set, if that makes sense, like that she had taken the steps to do that.
Okay. But did she state to you whether she planned on keeping and raising the baby?
No, that she was not going to do that.
Were there any complications with the baby, that withdrawals, anything else come up with the baby?
Yeah, he was in the hospital for a little bit, and mom had tested positive for chlamydia, which obviously that affected the baby, and he was having difficulty breathing, staying calm, and he was jittery. So I mean, typical withdrawal symptoms.
Okay. Did he receive any other type of treatment while he was at the hospital?
He had to be on antibiotics because of the infection and everything.
Okay. And was that, you'd mentioned chlamydia, was that syphilis also, or?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. Did mom give you any names of family members or anybody to, that the child could be placed with or to be looked at to place?
She did. She mentioned her mother, that she was here in Amarillo and had, I believe, he had her other child, had been raising her other child.
Okay. And was that looked into?
Yes, the supervisor at the time had a conversation with her about everything that was going on, and she did have concerns with mom using methamphetamines and being able to care for a baby.
Okay. So at the time, grandmother was not a viable option for that.
At that point, no, she had already kind of been through this with the other child.
Okay. Did mom give you any other names of anybody to look at?
No, not at the time. And from our understanding, the dad at the time was incarcerated for drugs. So
Okay. And that was gonna be the next question. Did mom tell you who dad was, or did she think dad was?
she said she believed it was a Daniel Austin and said that he was in Oklahoma, incarcerated for a drug charge.
Okay. And were you able to find him during your investigation?
No. We looked and ran everything we could. A few showed up here. We went and tried to locate them here in town, and none of them were the correct person.
Okay. Did the department try to prevent removal by, y'all talked about a safety plan, but there weren't any viable options, correct?
Correct. We had no one appropriate at the time.
Okay. Didn't know where dad was, or if he was dad at the time.
Correct.
Okay. What about PCSP? Didn't have anybody that could supervise for the safety plan, so I'm assuming no appropriate families for that.
Correct. Those two kind of coincide. So without an appropriate caregiver or someone who would even be willing to monitor her with the baby, that wasn't an option.
Okay. At that time, was the decision made to file for removal?
Yes, sir.
And that was also based on mom's admittance of ongoing and current drug use?
Correct.
And do you believe that was in the best interest of the child?
I do.
When you, after removal, where was the child placed?
Honestly, I'm trying to think. The kiddo was placed, I believe, in, give me just a second, I'm sorry. I believe in a foster placement.
Okay. Also, was the child have issue feeding?
Yes, they had issues. He was moved to the NICU during his stay at the hospital to receive those antibiotics, and he was having difficulty feeding from a bottle.
Okay. Were you able to meet with mom after removal in orders to go over the paperwork with her?
No, at that time, trying to locate, well, yes, I did meet with her at the home that she said she was staying at, and that was another concern because it was not appropriate.
Okay. And due to the concerns in the removal, you believe it was in the best interest of the child to remove from mom at that time?
Yes.
And you still, even after removal, were not able to find dad?
No, we did a few more things that we have with our special investigators here, and we were unable to locate him.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Michelson? You're muted.
Sorry, I'm just rambling on.
It's okay.
Miss White, you testified earlier that Jessica had used drugs extensively. What evidence do you have to support that conclusion?
She has history with the department involving the removal of her other child due to drug use, and that was a 6-year, 7-year age gap at that time, and she had been using throughout that as well.
Okay. And you also testified that you investigated the home she was staying in and concluded it was inappropriate. What was the basis of your judgment for that?
When I initially tried to meet with her, I couldn't get in contact with her through phone. I guess it had been shut off. And when I went to the house that she was staying at, there were multiple men staying in the home. The home looked kind of like it was falling apart from the outside. There were cars and all sorts of things at the front of the yard. To be completely honest, it appeared as a home that was selling drugs out of it. There was a lot of like, according to the neighbors and stuff, there's a lot of traffic. It just didn't appear like a safe environment for a newborn.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Kincaid?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Zavala?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Stroud, anything further of this witness?
Nothing further from this witness, Your Honor. One quick thing also, Your Honor. Ms. White, Mr. Michelson asked a question at the beginning about any evidence toward the drug use. Your main evidence on that, though, was mom admitted to it, correct?
Correct. And we have for my case alone, we have the positive UAs for her and baby at the time of birth. And then the previous positive drug screen at the hospital just a few months prior to her giving birth. So she had continuously used.
Okay. All right. I'll pass witness, Your Honor.
Okay, anybody else have any further questions for Ms. White?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, is Ms. White free to leave at this time?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, Ms. White, thank you very much. You're free to go on about your day's activities.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, you can call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Calvin Nerty and Grant. And are you the caseworker on that case?
Yes.
When you first receive a case, what is your first steps?
The first step, I met with the mom and I tried to call and contact the mom, and tried to get to know her and see what's the situation. And then after that, I'm going to make the service plan and to mitigate the risk with the mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, you said make the service plans. What are those and what do you mean by that?
And service plan is I created based on the removal facts that can help mom do the services to get her a baby back. Yeah.
So family plans of service are services to help parents work toward reuniting. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, toward reunification. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Was that done in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And are those service plans, when you make them, do you go over with them with the parents?
Yes, sir.
And sometimes parents sign them, sometimes they don't.
Yes.
Are those filed with court?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was that done in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And were these service plans made orders of the court?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the exhibits I sent out, Ms. Ingram?
Yes, sir.
And can you pull them up?
Yes, sir.
Exhibit number 1, can you tell me what that is? Do you recognize that?
Yes, sir. It's a family plan for Jessica Rip.
Okay, so that's the family plan that was generated for mom,
Yes.
and this was filed with the court?
Yes, sir.
Exhibit number 2, can you look at that and tell me what that is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is that?
It's a status hearing order. And yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. And was it filed with the court?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibits number 1 and 2. They're both certified copy, file marked and certified copies of the service plan and of the status hearing order.
Any objection?
No
No
objection.
objection.
All right, petitioners exhibits 1 and 2 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Ingrani, service plans are ordered at the status hearing, correct?
Yes.
And in the status hearing order was when the service plans were made an order of the court.
Yes.
As far as the mom's family plans, did she sign this family plan?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me, we're going to kind of walk through it, what services did mom work and which ones did she not? And I'll call them out for you real quick, just so we can keep it in line, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you know, does mom have transportation?
Not that I know of, sir, no.
And real quick, when's your last contact with mom?
No, second. Got it. August 15.
August 15?
Yes.
And was that a phone call or in-person visit?
It's a text message.
Okay.
Let's clarify what year we're talking about.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Was that August 15th of 2024?
August 15, 2024, yes.
Okay, thank you. And when's the last time you had a face-to-face meeting with mom?
On March 18
of
2024.
Okay. And when you talked to her on text message on August, what was that conversation?
Mostly every month, I try to contact mom through calls and text message asking if I can meet with her face to face to go over the service plan and update about the service plan.
Were you able to get her to meet with you face to face at that time?
Only one time on March 18, 2024. One time.
Were you able to go over service plan with her in August over text message as far as what she had done?
No.
Okay. When's the last time you had just a, not text message, but a phone conversation, like a phone call?
That's during, she never answered the phone other than March 16 before when I scheduled face-to-face on the 18th.
Okay.
So only one time I talked to her by phone and the rest goes with text message.
Okay, all right. Do you know where mom lives?
Yes, sir.
Have you been able to go by there and meet with her there?
Yes, one time.
Just the one time?
Yes, sir.
Do you go by regularly to see if she's home?
Yes.
Okay. Have you, other than that one time, have you been able to catch her at home?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know, is it a house that she rents or is she living with somebody?
She told me she rents a home, and then she works at the apartment that she lived in as a cleaning service lady. And then when I went into the home, there was evidence that there's somebody else living there, like a man's shoes, but she did not tell me who that was. Okay. Yes.
So as far as you know, she does have a stable living arrangement, but you don't know who else lives there.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Did mom done an OSAR?
No.
Okay, was she ordered to?
Yes.
Did mom, has she complied with random drug screenings?
She went only one time.
Okay. And was that back in March?
Yes, March 20th when she went.
And have you attempted to send her every month since then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And has she no-showed to those?
No show.
Okay. To any of these, are you sending these email, text message? How are you getting the notice to her?
Text message and email.
Okay. To your knowledge, she still has the same number?
Yes.
Okay. And is she required to update you on phone numbers, living addresses, anything like that? Any changes throughout the case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And has she updated you that she has a different number?
No.
Okay. So you attempted to send her from April until October, and she has yet to go drug screen for you?
Yes, no drug screen.
Okay. Did mom complete rational behavior?
No, sir.
Sorry. Did she complete participate or complete a psychosocial?
No, sir.
Did she do parenting classes?
No.
Did mom complete any services throughout this case?
No, I'm sorry. No.
Did she start any services?
No.
Okay. When was mom's last visit? Did she have visits with the child?
No.
When was mom's last visit?
I think when she was in the hospital, and after that, no visit.
Okay. Move over to dad real quick. We had a dad named in the case. And that dad was found not to be, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Has mom given you any new name of a possible father in this case?
No.
Do you have what's it called, exhibit number 3 in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And can you tell me what exhibit number 3 is?
It's certificate of paternity registry search.
Okay. And does it state whether anybody has claimed or made an intent to claim paternity as a child?
No.
Okay. And was this filed with the court?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibit number 3. It's a certified copy of the paternity registry search that was testified to.
Any objection?
No
No
objection.
All right, petitioner's exhibit 3 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Ingrani, is the department today asking to terminate the parental rights of the mother, Jessica Rube, as to the child upon the failure to work services?
Yes.
And you said mom has not had any visitations, correct?
Yes, correct.
Do you know whether mom can, through your knowledge of the case, do you believe mom can provide safe shelter and essentials for the child?
No.
Has the department attempted to provide services to help the mom reunite with the child?
Yes, sir.
And has the mother availed herself of
No.
those services? Has she taken advantage of those services?
No.
Okay.
She didn't.
And due to mom admitting to drug use throughout the case?
Yes.
Or, excuse me, during the investigation of the case?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to terminate the parental rights of any unknown father based upon any failure to register with the paternity registry?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe that's in the best interest of the child?
Yes.
Where is the child placed now?
In a foster home.
And how is the child doing?
It's he's really well, and it's his birthday today. He just turned 1. And he's up to date with medical and dental, as well as very bonded with foster parents.
Are foster parents willing to adopt if that becomes available?
Yes.
Are they already licensed or working on licensing? Do you know?
Yes, sir.
Which one? Are they licensed?
Yes.
Okay. And it is their intent, if adoption becomes available, that's their plan.
Yes.
I'll pass witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Michelson, any questions of this witness?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Angriani, in reviewing the permanency reports, just to get an understanding of the timeline, your last face-to-face visit with Jessica was in March?
Yes, sir.
And then this is where I wasn't clear. Did you have any contact with Jessica up to July when she contacted you about treatment?
She just contacted me one time the end of July, and then she asked me if she can go to treatment herself because she has insurance, and I said yes, and then she's no more contact after that.
Okay.
July,
but,
yeah.
So from March to July, you didn't have contact?
No.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. And then from July until
August 15.
when was the last time you had contact after July?
August 15, sir.
August 15th. Okay. And then from August to October, did you have any contact with her?
No.
Okay, and I noticed in the report, it indicated that one of your reviews of her residence appeared to be padlocked. Did she change her residence?
Yes, sir. I heard from Jessica's Rip's mother that she moved from that place.
Okay, and you were
I
able,
did not know the new address.
okay, and you were able to investigate that address?
Yes, but I couldn't find it, and grandmother also could not find the address, so we kind of lost in the address.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so it's not clear where she was living then?
No.
Okay. And in terms of visitation, was a visitation schedule arranged for her initially?
Yes.
Okay, so she had access to the child if she wanted to?
Yes, sir.
Okay, pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Kincaid, any questions?
Briefly, Your Honor. There was an individual that was named as an alleged father in this case at one point. Is that correct?
Yes.
But that individual was ruled out. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did he take a paternity test?
Yes.
Okay, and he came back as not the father.
Yes.
After you received that information, did you attempt to reach out to Miss Rube to find any other names?
Yes.
Did you receive any response from her?
No.
Did you ask any other family or friends who the potential father could be?
Yes, I asked the grandma. Yes.
And did she have any idea?
No.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Ms. Zavala?
Xander is placed in the same foster home from the beginning of the case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're having regular contact with his grandmother, mother's mom.
Yes.
And he also gets visits with her and a brother.
Yes, that's correct.
And so has that foster home been cooperative and helpful in terms of what Xander needs?
Yes.
All right. And would you say he's thriving there?
Oh, yes. It's very thriving.
I pass the witness.
Okay. Mr. Trout, anything further with this witness?
Nothing further this witness, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Is the department rest?
Department of arrest, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Michelson, anything to present today?
No, we rest and close.
Okay. Ms. Kincaid?
No witnesses, Your Honor. Rest and close.
All right. And Ms. Zavala?
No witnesses, Your Honor. I would rest and close.
Okay. Ms. Zavala, do you have a recommendation to make?
I do, Your Honor. Xander is really doing well. I do believe it would be in his best interest for the paternal rights to be terminated for both parents at this time.
All right, thank you. All right, at this time, then I do find by clear and convincing evidence it is in the best interest of the child to terminate the parental rights between the child and his mother, Jessica Reed, based on Texas Family Code 161.001, subsection B1, the E, N, O, and R grounds, and the best interest under Texas Family Code 161.001, B2. I also find by clear and convincing evidence that it's in the best interest to terminate the alleged unknown father's rights based on his failure to register with the paternity registry under Texas Family Code 161.002, subsection B3. I will name the Department of Family and Protective Services as the permanent managing conservator of Xander. And I will dismiss all court-appointed attorneys from the case except for Ms. Zavala. After the de novo and appeal expires, Ms. Zavala will remain as the child's attorney and guardian ad litem. And counsel, as always, if you're instructed to file an appeal, please do not do that until a final order has been signed and adopted by the referring court. Also, just be mindful that your de novo timeframe does begin to run since we've rendered today in open court. All right, I appreciate everybody. Thank you all very much. Those of you that have no further business with the court, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nerdy.
Real
Thank you, Judge.
quickly, are you
Thank
willing
you.
for me to move you into a private breakout room so you can talk to him for just a minute?
Can you give me just 1 second?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can in about 8 minutes do that. that okay?
Yeah, I'll let him know. We may get started on some other things and then we'll take a break. All right, so Daniel, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm bringing Jeff back in here.
Yes, ma'am.
So she's gonna be unavailable for a few more minutes. If you want, we could go ahead and call and start with.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Hill, she's not gonna be able to, she's obviously in the middle of something, but she said in about 8 minutes or so, she would be free where she could speak with you.
Sure.
So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and call the case and I'll let Mr. Trout start calling whatever witnesses he would like to try to get put on. And then we'll take a break here in just a little bit and let you speak with her and see what we can do about that situation.
Thank you.
Yeah. We are here today set for our final in this case. We are conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming and Ms. Taylor is making our record. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present ready, Your Honor.
Jeff Hill.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff Hill on behalf of Kaylin Riley. Judge, she is not going to be able to join us today. She's in possession of her relinquishment. She is unable to sign it at the moment, or she can sign it, but she can't get it notarized. We had a bench conference with everyone, all the attorneys, and so we're asking the court at some point, some way, somehow, before this hearing is finalized and an order is issued, to allow her some time to get that relinquishment executed and back to the court. But other than that, we're ready today.
Jay Michelson on behalf of Alan Riley. He is not present, but I'm ready.
Casey Zabala on behalf of the children.
Okay, so we'll break here in just a little bit and let Mr. Hill speak with Ms. Phillips. She might possibly be of some assistance in getting that relinquishment problem handled. So Mr. Trout, you can go ahead and call whatever witnesses you were wanting to try to put on today.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. It's going to be a little bit out of order, but I'd like to call Damian Riley, Your Honor. You and I have spoken a couple of times, and during this investigation, you met with the CPS investigator. Is that correct?
I talked to him on the phone. I never met him in person.
Okay, all right, but you did visit with him, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you have any personal knowledge of your brother Alan Riley's drug use around the children?
Not until recently, no.
Okay, but did you used to live with him?
Yes.
With the brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And while you were living with him, did you ever witness Alan using drugs in the house when the children were present?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know how many occasions that happened on?
A lot.
Okay. Could you give me an approximate number?
At least 40.
Okay. Was Dad, at the time you were living with him, was Alan Riley using methamphetamines daily?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how long had that been going on?
At least 4 months to my knowledge. Okay. Probably more.
And was that 4 months before you moved out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you have any personal knowledge as to the development of the children? Were they on target developmentally?
No, Adeline was further behind, and we spoke to somebody, but she was really needing to get some assistance of sorts.
Okay. Was supposed to be getting speech and occupational therapy. Does that sound right to you?
Yes, sir.
Was the child, I'm sorry, did somebody say something? Okay. Was the child receiving those therapies?
No, sir.
Okay. And was the children being taken to medical appointments?
Yes, every now and then.
Okay. Do you believe at the time that you were living with him in the time of removal, from what you personally know, were the children in a good situation?
Once he started using, no.
Okay. Do you believe, from what you witnessed, that the children being in the home with Alan was not a safe environment for them?
Yes, sir.
I'll pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hill, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Michelson?
Thank you, Your Honor. Damien, when was the last time you talked with your brother?
We haven't really talked much, but the last time, like you sent me a text last night, but other than just asking if I was working, but other than that, I haven't talked to him since I got him out of jail.
Okay. And do you know where he's living?
I believe it's 1311.
And although I don't want you to say it on in public, do you have Alan's number?
He changes numbers a lot, but I think I do.
Okay. And would you be willing to share that with me in private?
Yes, sir. I might have to give you multiple numbers, but yes, sir, I can share them.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Zavala?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Trout, anything further of this witness?
Just a couple of extra follow-up questions, Your Honor. Mr. Riley, you stated Dad was using daily for about 4 to 5 months before you moved out, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that was, at the time, was the only drug you saw him using, was it methamphetamines?
Yes. We drank a lot, but once he started using meth, he stopped drinking, really.
Okay. And you moved out of the house, why?
Because he started using, his business started going under, and I needed some form of money, so I went out and I worked for a kitchen for a bit because I wasn't comfortable with my employment under him anymore.
Okay, so it just difference of opinion and not feeling safe there, you moved out.
Yeah.
Okay. And I believe you said it kind of low, but I believe you stated you saw him using in the house at least 40 times with the children?
Yes, sir. At least.
Okay. I believe that's all, Your Honor. I'll pass the witness again.
All right, anybody else have any questions for Mr. Riley?
No, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
No.
All right, Mr. Trout, is he free to leave at this time? Any
Yes, ma'am.
objections?
I have no objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, Mr. Riley, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. You're free to go.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you, Damien.
Bye-bye.
All right, let me ask Ms. Phillips, are you where you can speak with Mr. Hill?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, I'm going to put them in a breakout room. So you're going to get a prompt. To go to room 1. And then you can speak privately with Mr. Hill. Okay.
Judge, we're back and I have a question for you.
Okay.
Judge, Ms. Phillips tells me that the screen marked David Phillips would be my client's Kaylin's parents, at least her father, and she believes her father and mother would be together on that device. Ms. Phillips can't help us. She lives in Oregon. So would it be possible to put me in a breakout room with David Phillips so that I might speak to them directly?
Absolutely. Mr. Phillips?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing to talk with Mr. Hill for just a minute?
Yeah, of course. I'm going to close out of one of my accounts because I was told I might need video, so I'm going to do that right now.
Sure. I can remove the other device if you want me to.
Judge, I'm back.
Okay. Let me move Mr. Phillips back in, or do you want me to move him back in?
Yeah, he was having trouble getting back in.
Okay.
All right, Judge, I think potentially we have this the issue worked out. So I think we can at least well, we have potentially some credible witnesses lined up that are willing to help.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I'm more than willing to give some time. Here's the biggest thing I see. The dismissal date is November 4th, but we've called the case now. So we should be fine as far as dismissal date's concerned. We're going to go ahead and take whatever other testimony Mr. Trout wanted to get done today. And then we will recess and try to get that done as quickly as we can. And then Ms. Katie can try to reset us for a day, fairly soon, where, we won't need a whole lot of time, I wouldn't think.
And Judge, I got a message from my worker just now. Looks like Mr. Riley, Dad, has messaged her and he's trying to download Zoom, so he may be hopping on in just a second.
Okay.
Into the hearing.
He said he needs the meeting ID. I told him you just directly click on the link and it'll immediately take you.
He's in the waiting room now.
Okay, thank you.
I will bring him in. Mr. Michelson, do you need to speak with him?
Yes, if I could, Your Honor.
All right. Let me make sure we've got good connection with him. All right, Mr. Riley, Mr. Alan Riley. Can you hear me? You'll have to unmute.
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, your attorney would like to speak with you, sir, privately.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you in a room with him. You're gonna get a prompt.
Uh-huh.
And it's gonna say to go to room 2, and you can say join.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, we'll let them visit, and then Mr. Trout, who is your next witness gonna be?
Be David Anderson, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. All right. Mr. Trout, if you want to go ahead and call Mr. Anderson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Anderson, if you'll unmute.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I was the investigator assigned to the case.
Okay. And how did the department become involved in this case?
We received a report on October 22nd regarding neglectful supervision of Adeline and Austin, their father, due to substance abuse and alcohol abuse.
Okay. And when you received the report, what were your first steps?
I attempted to make contact with the children at the school since they were school age or at the daycare. Based off of prior investigations, I contacted the daycare where they were attending, but they were no longer at that facility.
Okay. And were you able to find them at a school?
No, they were in neither Amarillo School District or Canyon School District.
Okay. Were you ever able to make contact with the father?
I was.
Okay. And where did you make contact with him?
At the residence.
Okay. And how did that interaction go?
The father on initial contact spoke to me through a crack in the door about 2 to 3 inches. He refused to exit the residence and refused to speak to me face to face so that I could see him or the children.
Okay. Were you able to see the children through the crack in the door or to lay eyes on the children at all?
At one point, Austin came up to behind Dad, and I could see him through his legs. But at that point, no, I could not see the children to assess them.
Okay. And did you discuss the concerns with Dad and allegations and why you were there?
I did.
Okay. And was Dad cooperative with you at the time?
No.
Okay. Did he want to be interviewed?
No.
Did you notice anything about Dad, any appearance or behaviors? Did you personally see any of that?
So Dad had what appeared to be a chronic cough. He attributed it to being sick. He had sores on his arms that were consistent with like picking. He was very fidgety. He was easily agitated. He became irate over very simple questions. and had a lot of difficulty focusing on what we were trying to discuss with him.
Okay. Due to that, did you ask Dad if he would be willing to screen for the department? To drug screen?
I did, and he refused.
Okay.
I did, and he refused.
Okay, thank you. Did that end your initial conversation with Dad?
My initial conversation, yes. I explained to him that the law requires me to see the children within specific time frames, and after a prolonged conversation of back and forth, he allowed me to visually, see the children to make sure that they were alive and well, and that was the extent of it. I was not allowed to assess them, interview them, or photograph them.
Okay. Did you discuss or try to talk with Dad about the concerns of possible drug use?
I did. He denied any drug use at all. He became upset about the accusation of drug use, and did not want to entertain any further conversation regarding it.
Okay. Were you able to, and just for the record, Dad's name is Alan Riley, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And then, were you able to meet with or talk to the mother?
I spoke to her over the phone.
Okay, and what is mother's name?
Her name is Kaylin Riley.
Okay. And you spoke to her on the phone. Where was she living?
She lives in Colorado, Mead, Colorado.
Okay. And did you let her know your reason for calling and the allegations you were investigating?
I did.
Okay. And how did your conversation go with Mom?
She stated that she had not been allowed to see the children. She had checked herself into a mental health hospital to receive treatment, and prior to being discharged, she was told by the father, Alan, that she was no longer allowed to see the children, and had been prohibited contact since.
Okay. Did Mom mention anything? Did y'all discuss drug use in the house?
I did. She denied having any firsthand knowledge of drug use, but had frequent conversations with his brother, who had informed her about the ongoing concerns.
Okay. Did Mom mention whether there was had been any history of domestic violence with between Mom and Dad?
Yes, she did. She had mentioned that prior to checking herself into the hospital, there were numerous occasions of domestic violence that went unreported.
In any conversation, did you and Mom discuss any of the developmental delays, or whether the children were on target, and were they seeing any therapists for those?
They were supposed to see occupational and speech therapists. Mom informed me that both children are developmentally delayed. Adeline more so. She has significant speech delay, and is supposed to be having that addressed, but the father has repeatedly refused to.
Okay, and just hang on a minute, Mr. Riley. You need to put out the cigarette or the vape or whatever it is you're smoking. I know it's virtual, but this is a courtroom. No smoking. And you need to take your hat off too. All right. You may proceed, Mr. Trout.
Thank you, Honor. Back up, I'm not sure if I heard the last part. You said that Mom didn't think it was being addressed, or she had no knowledge of it?
Mom said that she had brought it up numerous times, and that he had repeatedly not addressed it.
And due to these, and you were able to speak with Damian Riley, Dad's brother, correct?
I was.
And the testimony you heard earlier from him, was that the same conversations that you had with him during the investigation?
Yes, we discussed those same topics. Yes.
Okay. So during, did you discuss any type of safety plan or trying to prevent a removal, any family members that could help out with either parent?
Yes, I had talked to the mother about her options if she had any relatives in Texas. Said she did not. She was residing with the maternal grandparents, and that they would be willing to take the children if necessary. I spoke with Damien. He said that he was not able to take them due to living situation and means.
Okay. And grandparents at the time, mom's grandparents or parents lived in Colorado also?
They do.
Okay. Did they give you any other family members in Texas that may be able to take the children or help?
No.
Okay. So a safety plan or a family-based services case was not available at that time?
No, it was not, as the mom lived out of state and dad was not compliant.
Okay. Due to the concerns, the conversations you had with uncle who had personal knowledge of the use around the children, dad being non-cooperative and mom being out of state, was the concern for the children, do you believe, deemed it best interest to ask for a removal?
It was.
Okay. And that removal was granted?
It was.
Were y'all able to pick the children up right then?
No, we were not.
And what was the situation there?
We made an attempt to pick up the children and the parent, or the children, the father, and the paramour, Kenzie, did not appear to either not appear to be home or did not want to answer the door. So we were unable to make contact. We had tried again the next day. The father was notified that the removal had been granted. He had received the notice of removal and did not want to bring the children in to our office. The following day, we made contact with law enforcement and the children were removed.
And how did things go at removal once you were able to make contact?
He would not let law enforcement in. He attempted to close the door during their conversation with law enforcement, at which time the officer instructed him that the door had to remain open. He was very upset, very agitated. He did comply with bringing out the children and the belongings in duffel bags, or the belongings duffel bags. And the children were placed in the vehicle. He spent most of the interaction yelling at myself and Investigator Bailey.
Okay. Did dad pack bags for the children?
He did.
Okay. Was there any concerns with that?
When we receive items from a family and there are concerns of substance abuse or anything like that, we transition the belongings from the bags that are given into ones that we supply. And during that process, we found what appeared to be a crack pipe and push rods in the belongings of the children. Or a meth pipe, sorry.
Sorry, after crack pipe, you said something else. I didn't understand that.
Right. It's the glass meth pipe and push rods they used to push down.
And that was in the belongings once you got back to the office?
Correct.
Okay. Due to concerns in which you had learned during investigation, were the children screened?
They were screened. They were transported by one of our caseworkers, and a hair follicle test was performed, which returned a positive result for amphetamines and methamphetamines on both children.
Okay. And were those very high levels?
They were. Can I read it from my documentation?
Yeah.
Austin had was positive for methamphetamines at a level of 320,911 PG per milligram, and amphetamines at a level of 8,122 PG per milligram.
Your Honor, I would object as hearsay.
Do we have a business records affidavit?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, then that's sustained.
Yes, ma'am. So the drug screens were concerning to you?
Yes.
Okay. And you believe that due to what you learned during your investigation, that it was in the best interest of the children to be removed at that time?
Yes.
Okay. And for parents to be asked to work services and for the department to have temporary managing conservatorship at the time?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Hill?
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Michelson?
Thank you. Mr. Anderson, prior to the court order, Mr. Riley was not required to speak to you, correct?
That is correct.
And he was not required to allow you to enter the house, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And he's not required to allow you to see the children without a court order, correct?
So we're required to visually to make sure the children are alive and well. We are not required. He is not required to allow us to interview them or assess them
Okay.
for abuse or neglect.
Which you complied with.
Yes, at the end of the interview, yes, he allowed me to see the children to make sure they were alive.
Okay. And with regard to your testimony of the mother, she left the children in Alan's care, correct?
I know that they were in his care. Based on her statements, she was refused access to the children.
Okay, but previously, when she had to have left at some point, she left the children in his care, correct?
My understanding is yes, that they were in his care when she checked into the mental health.
Okay. And she did that in Colorado?
That I do not have the answer to.
Okay. And you previously testified that mom did not see drug use in the home?
She stated she had no firsthand knowledge.
Okay. And when you indicated that the belongings of the children were being transferred upon their removal, you discovered a pipe. Was that pipe photographed?
It was.
Okay.
And it was filed with the courts as well as with law enforcement.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Zavala?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Right. Mr. Trout, any further questions for this witness?
Couple of quick questions, Your Honor. Mr. Anderson, do you know, out of the investigation in this case, was reports made to law enforcement?
Yes, reports were made to law enforcement.
Okay. Do you know if any formal charges were brought against Dad?
Charges were filed for intentional abuse and neglect with intentional abuse or intentional child endangerment. Sorry, I apologize.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, I would ask to admit exhibit number 4. It's a certified copy of an indictment for the charges of abandoning and endangering a child against Dad, 2 counts.
No objection.
Objection.
No objection.
Hang on, I'm pulling them up real quick. Okay. Petitioner's exhibit 4 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Mr. Anderson, have you seen exhibit number 4?
I have.
Okay. And is it your understanding that stems from the concerning drug screens from the children?
It did.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, anybody have any further questions for Mr. Anderson?
No, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
All
I have
right.
one question, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what, Mr. Riley?
I have one question for him.
Oh, well, that's your attorney's job. Do you need to speak with your attorney?
Just real quick, please.
All right, Mr. Michelson, I'm gonna put y'all, let me see. I'll move you to room 3.
Your Honor, we're back.
All right. All right, anybody have any further questions for Mr. Anderson?
No, Your Honor, we're going to pass.
All right. Ms. Zavala, anybody? You, Mr. Hill?
No, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
All right, then. We are going to recess. Mr. Trout, were those the 2 witnesses you wanted to get done today?
Your Honor, yes and no, that was originally. Since Dad's here, I would go ahead and call Dad if I got time.
All right. Okay, Mr. Riley, you need to unmute. Okay. All right, you may proceed.
Mr. Riley, would you state your name for the record, please?
Alan Riley.
And Mr. Riley, you are the father to Adeline and Austin, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. At the time of removal, you had custody of the kids, correct? They were in your possession?
Absolutely.
Okay. Mom, we heard testimony, mom had been to the pavilion and or hospital and then was in Colorado. How long had it been that the children were in your possession?
Since February.
Okay.
We're taken in October 31st, so almost 9 months.
Okay, so for about 9 months, they were in your possession.
Absolutely.
Were they ever in mom's possession during any of that time?
No, sir. She wasn't down here for that long. When she left the pavilion, I wasn't notified or anything. And then when she did decide to notify me, I got all of this recorded, by the way, via audio recordings.
Judge, I'm going to object to non-responsive.
All right, sustained. Okay. Just listen carefully what he's asking you and just answer that.
Okay.
And in your honor, just for the court, I know you asked Mr. Riley earlier to take his hat off.
Yep, Mr. Riley.
Sorry. It's a habit. I wear it all the time.
I understand. So for 9 months, the children were in your possession.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. You have been charged with abandoning and endangering the children. Is that correct?
Innocent until proven guilty. Correct. Yes.
I understand, but you have been charged, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When's the last time you used meth?
I don't use meth. I use Adderall. It's a prescription.
Okay. Adderall does not have methamphetamine in it. When's the last time you used meth?
I don't use meth.
Have you ever?
No.
Okay. If you were in possession of your children for 9 months, you were the sole caretaker, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any explanation of why their drug screens would have those drugs in their system?
I do. I don't know if it's the right time to talk about it, though, because I have not furnished this evidence to the police yet. And I feel like the police need to get their hands on this evidence first. Because there's more going on, in my opinion.
But the children were in your possession?
They were in my possession, and then while I was at work, they were in their babysitter's possession.
Okay. Were you taking children to and from therapists and doctor's visits?
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I furnished all that information as well when the kids were taken.
Okay. So Adeline was receiving her speech and occupational therapy?
So like I told them, I identified the issue of her speech a few months prior, and the insurance was waiting for the lady to contact us. I continued to call their primary, and they continued to call who they needed to call to get a hold of me. And then, yes, she finally did get a hold of me, and she said, I'll be in Amarillo in about a month. And we had a visitation for Adeline specifically scheduled. And then I went ahead and told her, hey, my son, he needs it as well, actually. So she ended up going to the daycare, and she was giving speech therapy to both my son and my daughter while they were at daycare.
Okay. How long had that been going on?
I'm not sure. I'll have to check my emails. I don't want to give you a wrong date or time frame.
Are we talking 2 weeks or are we talking 6 months?
Like I said, this is something I'd rather check my emails, and that way exactly and see the whole trail of the beginning of me inquiring for their speech therapy, and then any other issues that the children may have.
Your Honor, non-responsive.
Oh shit! It's part of what you're questioning.
Mr. Riley, okay, number one, watch your language.
Sorry.
If you're not sure, just tell me. Okay. I'm not sure of the dates, and that's the answer.
Okay.
Mr. Riley, have you you've been aware that since the children were removed from your care that there's been a CPS case going on? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. you've attended a prior hearing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that was you may not know the name, but a status hearing. Is that your understanding of the hearing?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Let me ask it this way. Was the hearing you attended back in December of last year?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'd have to check my records.
Okay. Your Honor, I would ask to admit exhibit number 3. It's a certified copy of the status order and notice of next hearing that was filed with the court. And as I said, a certified copy.
Any objection?
No
objection.
All right, petitioner's exhibit 3 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I ask that it show that it's marked that this is the hearing that Mr. Riley attended. Were you aware that you were, during a CPS case, you were to work services?
Say that again?
Are you aware that during CPS cases, parents are often asked to work services and court ordered to work services?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you're aware that you were court ordered to work services in this case?
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you worked any services?
Absolutely, yes.
What are they?
All of them that they require, they asked of me to do, I completed besides therapy.
And have you ever turned any of this over to anybody?
No, I would imagine they have evidence of it. It was hard for me to get evidence of it myself.
You didn't receive your certificates of completion when you finished the service?
No, they said that they send that into CPS directly. And I said, for my records, could I please have a copy myself? And each and every one did furnish a copy to me.
So you have copies of all of this?
I do, yeah.
And you've never turned it over to anybody?
No, they said that they had it on file. I did yes, I did actually turn it over to Cheyenne before the second hearing.
So before you were ever actually ordered to do the service?
No, after. So there was court date scheduled after the very first one, the status, as you'd call it. That second one that I couldn't make it to, that I informed them I couldn't make it to. That one I told her and sent proof of the completion.
Where did you do these services?
Online.
Okay. Any in person?
No, you can't do it in person. It's all online.
That's not correct. Did you ever do any input? Did you do any of the services that they set up for you?
Absolutely. Every service that they offered me, I did.
Or did you
do the therapy?
Okay, so Mr. Trout, here's what we're gonna do. He's telling us he's got certificates of completion. We're gonna go ahead and recess today. I want him to turn those over to Mr. Michelson and or to Ms. Cantrell.
Okay.
We're gonna resume this hearing on November 19th of 2024 at 1:30. I'm just stopping now because it seems to me to be a waste of time to go through and talk about all this. If he's got them, he's got them, and he's going to submit them. If he doesn't submit them, then it's presumed that he hasn't worked the services, and that will shorten this whole discussion about whether he has or has not done them.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's essential to know that, Mr. Riley, and I'm telling you that your legal case is very much on the line depending on those certificates. So
perfect.
Get your stuff together and get it to your lawyer, which is what you should have done as you got them all completed. But that's, I guess, for a different day.
And Your Honor, just so everybody sees it, Ms. Cantrell put her number and her email address for Mr. Riley in case he doesn't have it in the chat. If he wants to pull that from the chat, if he does not have her contact information.
Okay, Mr. Riley, do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So if you want to write that down.
I took a screenshot of it.
Okay. And you know how to reach Mr. Michelson?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, then we'll be in recess. I'll see everybody back November 19th. Let me just make sure, Mr. Michelson, I know we have you already that day. Mr. Hill, are you good that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that should give adequate time for us to hopefully get done what we need to in Colorado.
Hopefully, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, then I'll see everybody back then in a couple weeks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Everybody have a good rest of your day and evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Hey, Erica, give me a call.
9th of 2024. And on that first day of trial, we took quite a bit of testimony, but we recessed. I think Mr. Michelson's client was testifying, and he had testified that he had a number of certificates documenting his completion of certain services. And we were sort of going round and round about that, so I recessed so that we could try to get those. So, Mr. Michelson, your client is not present.
Judge.
And Ms. Riley has my understanding has relinquished. That has happened since we were together last.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, so present today was Mr. Trout for the department, Ms. Zavala for the children, the attorney guardian ad litem. Mr. Hill is present on behalf of the mother, Kaylin Riley. Mr. Michelson is present on behalf of his client, Alan Riley.
And Judge, Ms. Cantrell has her hand up. I don't know if she's had contact with Dad or she's got something to say as far as Dad, but as soon as you said that, I saw her hand go up.
Yes, it is for Dad. I did reach out to him again through Messenger, how on Facebook, how I've been getting a hold of him, let him know that court had already started. He asked for the link again. So he didn't respond to me. I sent that to him. That was at 2:21. So he did acknowledge that he did understand and asked for a link for court. So just to let you know.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Michelson, since he's not here, we can't recall him or put him back on the stand. Do you have any additional witnesses at this time?
No additional witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. And
Your Honor, I'd actually
Mr.
called.
Trout had actually called him. I apologize. That's correct. All right. So, Mr. Trout, you have another witness you wish to call?
Yes, ma'am. I do. I'll be calling a couple of other witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay.
I think starting out, I'd recall Mr. Anderson. He testified in the prior setting, but I would recall him today, right now.
Okay. Mr. Anderson, you're still under oath, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Anderson, in the last hearing, we discussed the concerning drug screens during the removal investigation. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
And for the record, Mr. Riley is logging in.
Okay.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, I would ask to admit exhibits number 5, 6, and 7. They are business records affidavits of the drug screens. These were received and served on all parties in accordance to the rules under the statute.
5, 6, and 7?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, counsel, any objections?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioners exhibits 5, 6, and 7 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Anderson, just plain reading on the business records, exhibit number 5, do you have that in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And is that the drug screen for Austin?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And was it at the time of the testing, was the child positive for any substances?
Yes.
And what were those substances?
Methamphetamines and amphetamines.
And the levels, what are the plain reading of the levels?
For amphetamines, it would be 8,112. For methamphetamines, it would be 320,911.
Okay. And exhibit number 6, is that you showing us the drug screen for
It is.
And plain reading, what was that child positive for?
Amphetamines and methamphetamines.
And can you tell me the plain reading of the levels on there?
Amphetamines were 2,968. Methamphetamine was 158,129.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. And again, I know we asked this earlier, but with those numbers and screenings and the concerns and allegations, you believe it was best interest for the children to be removed at that time?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hill, any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Michelson.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Trout, anything further for this witness?
Nothing further from this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, is he free to be excused at this time, or do you wish to keep him here?
I have no objection to being released. I don't know if he wants to stay for the rest of the hearing or not, though.
Counsel, any objection?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
Your Honor, I see that Alan Riley is present, at least on his name is on the screen.
Yes, I'm getting ready to verify. I announced that he was coming in, but I do want to verify that it is Mr. Riley and that he can hear us. And then Mr. Riley, can you unmute for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have the capability of turning your video on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you need to do that. All right, Mr. Anderson, you're free to go if you wish, but you're certainly welcome to stay. That's just up to you.
If Mr. Riley's present, could I have a few minutes to speak with him?
You may.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Riley, I'm going to put you in a breakout room where you can speak privately with your attorney.
Your Honor, could I speak with Mr. Riley again?
Okay. All right, let me make sure that he has not tried to log back in yet, but we had an issue with his phone being dead or going dead or.
Yes, Your Honor. I think he said his phone was at like 1%. And I should have been more on the ball about asking him what his number was. So,
Mr. Koval, do you have a good number for him?
Who'd you say, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was thinking Mr. Colville from the last case.
Oh, yeah, he's on.
Oh, yeah.
Ms. Cantrell. I think Ms. Cantrell's been getting in touch with him through Facebook Messenger, Your Honor.
That's correct. I don't have a good number for him.
Well, could Mr. Trout and I speak with Ms. Cantrell?
Sure.
Okay, maybe we can organize something. So,
okay, so Mr. Trout, you can go back to 1. Okay.
Can you put Michaela in there too, since she's the supervisor?
Sure. She can put herself back in there. Okay, Ms. Cantrell, have you been able to make contact with him?
No, it appears like his phone's still dead. I did let him know that what the conversation he had with his attorney about the relinquishment, and told him where he needed to go, and then requested if this could be done today, and then also asked him to reach out to his attorney and provided Mr. Michelson's telephone number. So
okay, that you just sent that to him.
Yes,
by message.
Yes, ma'am. And it doesn't show that he's read it and that he was active 14 minutes ago, about the same time his phone died. So, but I've always been successful at reaching him on Facebook.
Well, here's what I'm wondering. How much do you have left to put on? I can always reserve ruling and then give him, so many days to go in and sign the relinquishment, and then, but we would at least have had all the testimony put on in the event that he doesn't do that, because, we've got a lot of people involved and it just gets, this is a crazy time of year, obviously.
Yes, ma'am.
Resetting things.
Probably 2 witnesses, Your Honor, just to get through the prove up on it and the relinquishment from mom. The one question I would have is, since Dad was here, can we proceed without him being here now, since it seems to be a phone died? Or does he need to be here to take that testimony?
Well, he's participated in these deals.
Mhm.
Let's see, on a few occasions at least. I mean, he was here when we announced the reset date.
Yes, ma'am.
One would think that he would have been prepared with a charged telephone and or close to a charger or something, knowing that this was going to happen this afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, I mean, I can't say that it's anybody's fault but his own that he's unable to participate. Yeah, he was here, but
I'm
a
good.
little like showing up to court and falling asleep.
Yes,
Am I supposed to wake people up if they do that in the courtroom? I mean, I just don't. It's working. I mean, this is really going to work a hardship on everybody around a holiday.
Yes, ma'am.
To try to reset this, and we're past the dismissal date because we recessed in order to come back, which was for his benefit.
Yes, ma'am.
Completely and totally for his benefit. So I would have thought that he would have been prepared today.
Okay. I'm good moving forward, Your Honor. I just, like I said, I have 2 witnesses I put on.
Okay. I will do this. If he doesn't get logged back in, I will take all the rest of the testimony. I'll take that all under advisement. I will withhold my ruling should he execute a valid relinquishment, and I'll think about how much time I want to give him. But if he hasn't executed one by a day certain, then I will enter my ruling.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that's more than fair.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. You may proceed then.
First, I'd call Kane Johnson, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Mr. Stretch, you may proceed.
Thank you. And Ms. Johnson, before I get started, did you receive the exhibits I sent to you?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, would you state your name for the record, please?
Cayenne Johnson.
And Ms. Johnson, you used to work for St. Francis, is that correct?
Yes.
And but you no longer work for them?
Correct.
Okay. Were you the original caseworker?
Yes.
Okay. When you first receive a case, when you worked for St. Francis, how did you proceed? What was your first thing to do?
Reach out to the parents and the placement, introduce myself, make sure the parents understand the basis of the case, what will happen moving forward. Just kind of set grounds.
Did you put together family plans of service?
Yes.
And did you do that in this case?
Yes.
Could you pull up exhibit number 2 for me?
Yes.
And can you tell me what exhibit number 2 is?
This is Alan Riley's family plan of service.
And is this a family plan of service that you generated for Mr. Riley?
Yes.
And was this filed with the court?
Yes.
And was it made an order of the court?
Yes.
What services was Mr. Riley required to do?
Weird. To obtain and maintain housing, transportation, and employment, comply with St. Francis, stay in contact with St. Francis, complete an OSAR assessment, complete random drug screens and court-ordered drug screens, participate in individual counseling, as well as rational behavioral therapy, and participate in parenting classes.
Okay. Now during your time on the case, do you know whether he maintained a drug-free lifestyle?
I do not know that.
Okay. Did he ever test for you?
No.
Did you send him for a test in December of last year?
I believe so.
Okay.
I should have.
Okay. Can you pull up exhibit number 7?
Yes.
Okay. And exhibit number 7 was admitted earlier. This is a business record for drug screens. Is this drug screen for Alan Riley?
Yes.
Okay. And plain reading, was he negative or positive?
Positive.
And what was he positive for?
Methamphetamine.
Okay. Can you tell me, was it amphetamine and methamphetamine?
Yes.
And can you tell me what the levels were?
Amphetamine was 795 and methamphetamine was 4,825.
And this was on a urinalysis?
Yes.
And when was the specimen collected?
12/21 of 23.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Did the dad ever complete an OSAR while you were working?
Not that I have record of or had record of.
Did he ever do individual counseling?
He went to the initial counseling session with Stephen Jennings. And as far as I know, he didn't ever go back for any additional.
Okay. Did he ever complete rational behavior?
Not that I know of.
He did complete his parenting classes with Fatherhood Fire, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did he maintain contact with you?
No.
When was the last time, when did you quit working for St. Francis? When did you go off the case?
September 27th.
Okay. And up to when you went off the case in September, when was the last time you had contact with dad?
I believe it was the beginning of May.
So a few months he had not been in
Yes.
contact. Okay. Do you know whether he had stable housing or not?
I do not. The address he gave me, nobody ever answered the door. And then I found another address that he had listed on Google as his business address. And I sent police out there to do a well check, and he hadn't lived there in a couple of years, according to the residents.
Okay.
So I don't know where he was living.
Okay. And do you know whether he still has good transportation?
I don't know.
So up until from the beginning of this case, when you took it over from investigations up until September, end of September, dad had only completed one service.
Correct.
And had not maintained contact with you and had not completed his service plan.
Correct.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Hill?
No questions.
All right, Mr. Michelson?
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala?
No questions.
All right, Mr. Trout, anything further of this witness?
Nothing for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, is she free to go at this time?
No objection.
Objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, then, Ms. Johnson, thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate it. And you're free to go home about your day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
All right. Next witness.
Erica Cantrell, Your Honor.
All right, Ms.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I was assigned the case after Cayenne left the agency.
Okay. And since you've been on the case, has Dad completed any other services that you know of that other than what was already talked about?
No, he has not.
Do you have any certificates or notification? I know in the last time we were here, Dad testified that he had certificates of other services that he'd finished. Did he ever send you any of those?
No, he did not.
Has he reached out to you about those?
No, he has not.
So at this time, he had completed, I believe you filed a psychosocial and a parenting certificate. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And those are the only two services out of this family plan that you're aware that he completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dad is, due to the pending criminal charges, Dad is not allowed contact with the children. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So Dad has not had any visitations with the children since they've come into care?
That's correct.
Did you receive, now, as the mom, did you receive what I sent out, the new exhibits?
Yes, sir, I did.
Can you pull up what's labeled new exhibit 1?
Okay.
And did mom, mother, Kaylin Riley, did she execute an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment on the 18th day of November, 2024?
Yes, sir.
Did mom sign that relinquishment?
She did.
Was it witnessed by 2 witnesses?
It was.
Was it notarized?
Yes, sir, it is.
Was it filed with the court on November 19th of 2024?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Your Honor, I would ask to admit exhibit number 1 is the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment that was just testified to.
Any objection?
No, ma'am.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioner's exhibit 1 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Kendrell, are you asking the court today to terminate the mother's parental rights, Kaylin Riley, based solely upon her affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And do you believe that is in the best interest of the children?
I do.
As to Dad, are you asking the court today to terminate the parental rights of the father, Alan Riley, as based upon failure to work services?
Yes, sir.
And based upon the endangering of the children under D&E grounds for their positive drug screens?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And do you believe that's in the best interest of the children?
Yes, I do.
How are the children doing now?
Children are both doing very well. They are bonded to the grandparents. They're thriving in the home. They're getting all the educational support that they need. Dental, medical, everything is done. So they're doing very well in this home, and this is what they know to be their home.
And if the children are able to be adopted, or is the placement currently wanting to adopt?
Absolutely, they are.
And placement is who?
Placement is maternal grandparents in Colorado.
And they are doing well in the home and bonded with the grandparents.
Absolutely.
Do you believe that it is in the best interest of the children for all parental rights to be terminated and to allow them to be available to adopt?
Absolutely.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hill, any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Michelson,
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala?
No questions.
All right, Mr. Trout, anything further from Ms. Cantrell?
Your Honor, I did not mark it down, so I think I did, but I can't remember. Did I admitted exhibit number 2, correct, with Ms. Williams?
Let me look back real quick.
I apologize. I did not write it down as it went.
I've got 1, 5, 6, 7.
I think you talked about it, but you didn't ask to admit it.
Exhibit 4. Yeah, I agree with court reporter. I'm not saying that 1 was ever, excuse me, 2.
Yes, ma'am.
That 2 is admitted.
Okay. Yeah, and I would ask to go ahead and admit exhibit number 2, the family plan of service for Alan Riley that was discussed and testified to earlier.
Any objection, council?
No objection.
No.
No objection.
All right, the petitioner's exhibit 2 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, any other questions for Mrs. Cantrell? Going on. All right.
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Trout, does the department rest?
Department rest at this time, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Hill, anything to offer?
No, ma'am, rest.
All right, and Mr. Michelson?
No witnesses. We rest and close.
Okay, Ms. Zavala, anything to present today?
No, Your Honor, I rest and close.
Okay, Mr. Trout, you close.
Yes, ma'am, close.
All right, Mr. Hill, you close.
Yes, ma'am.
I will go ahead and take Ms. Zavala. I would like your recommendation.
Your Honor, I do believe it's in the children's best interest for parental rights to be terminated, whether based on a relinquishment or other grounds. I share Ms. Cantrell's thoughts. They are doing really well with grandparents. I've got no concerns and believe they are thriving there.
All right. Okay, as I stated before, we never did get Mr. Riley back, so I am going to reserve my ruling, and I will give Mr. Riley until Tuesday, November 26th of 2004 at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time to execute a voluntary relinquishment if that's what he has decided to do. And I will accept that in lieu of termination on other grounds. If I don't get confirmation of that by the 26th at 3 p.m., then I will enter my ruling. All right. I appreciate everybody. I guess we just need to circulate if that comes in so that everybody knows one way or the other, and then you all should get a ruling from me. Okay.
And Your Honor, I'd just like to tell Mr. Michelson, I will be out first part of next week. So if he does get in touch with his client and he needs to come by the courthouse, let me know. Mr. Michelson, I'll email you my cell phone number in case that happens, and I can make sure somebody's here to do that. But I'll be here through the end of the week. I just won't be here Monday and Tuesday next week. Okay, that's all. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll wait and see what happens before 3 o'clock on Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good afternoon.
Everybody have a good rest of your day.